If my first few lines of this video are vague, confusing, and not engaging, you would probably click off by now. The same goes for a movie, for a film. It's slightly different from a YouTube video, but at its core, it's basically capturing your audience's attention and holding it. If you don't know me, my name is Rahul and I've made 4 short films on this channel so far, and one of them even won the best short film award at my college. And I've tried many openings. My first short film, B1, it had a fun musical opening. It was good, it was fine. My second short film, Lost and Found, it was a bit slow, but it was investigative. And my third short film, The Pigment, it was slow as well, but it had abrupt flashbacks in between. And my fourth short film, Red Hands, it was right into the horror, like slow burn, but everything was intense. So you could say that I've tried a few openings and I know what works, what doesn't, and I'm actually going to teach that in this video. How you can effectively open your story and not bore your audience and keep them engaged right from the start. I've made many animated short films, actual short films, and I was my worst critic. Like, I wouldn't feel bored about my own story because I've put so much thought into it, so much effort into it, into not making it boring. But when I actually showed it to my friends or family, I instantly recognized which parts feel boring or uninteresting or unnecessary. I wouldn't admit it because I was too egotistical for my own sake, but deep down I knew this shit is boring, man. I should I should get better. I cannot keep making boring shit like this. So I made promise to myself that I'll keep making interesting scenes back to back. Like I want the whole short film to feel as much engaging as possible. I want no no unnecessary fat. And accidentally I made my short films animations too overstimulating. Like it was too difficult to keep up with whatever was happening in the story. And that was, I mean, of course, it felt like a TikTok reel or Instagram reel and not an actual film, and I failed into actually retaining the attention of the audience. And then I toned it down a little bit. Maybe I should not adding random things every few scenes just because the audience will feel bored. I'll just go all in the story and just like what should be happening and just give everything time to breathe. And then I found a sweet spot. And that sweet spot is what keeps the audience engaged. Because see, the degree of stimulation isn't necessarily equal to the intensity of engagement of the audience, right? If you're making overstimulating content, it's good for a Instagram reel or a TikTok reel or whatever the brain rot content you want to make, but it's not necessarily the reason why people stick throughout your story. Your story should be engaging, of course, but it should not be too redundant. You feel me? See, many YouTubers say that there's only one singular way to actually open your story is to just start right in the middle of the action. Or if the first 5 seconds of your opening isn't interesting enough, doesn't hook your audience, then they would absolutely just abandon your film. You just get confused. What should I do? Should I just start the opening, start the scene with a quotation from a random philosopher like honesty is the best policy, and, and start the story with that to make it sound more profound, or start with a horrifying scene? Or come on, man, like I'm already confused. Don't make me more confused. These YouTubers, they fucking confuse you, man. So I'm just I'm here to just tell you what's actually necessary, what are the types of opening that you can just pick and just start writing a story. In order for you to understand how to open a story, you need to understand that there's no correct or wrong way to open a story. An opening is a good one as long as it doesn't bore the audience. Slow opening, fast opening, right in the middle of the action, any kind of opening, it's good. It's just as good as the others as long as it doesn't bore the audience. I mean, everyone knows this, right? Everyone knows the opening should be engaging enough. It should not be boring. Okay, we get it. But I'm going to show you a select few openings that actually worked for me, and it worked for a lot of people that I observed. Opening number 1. Contrast the feeling of the ending with the beginning. So what do I mean by that? See, if a film starts off light and nice, good, everything is fine, then it ends in a really dark way, then that's the contrast. If a story ends in a gruesome, horrifying way, start your story with some light-hearted music or a good, happy characters or something. The ending will hit really hard if you do that. In B1, my short film that won an award, the story opens with the guy who is getting ready for his date. It's fun. The music kicks in. He's confident. Everything goes great. But in the end, he becomes this cold, ruthless guy who kills every single one of his versions and then absolutely loses his sense of self. He loses his sanity. See, that contrast itself is really interesting to watch, and it will also help for the rewatchability because people don't remember what they watched in the story, they only remember how they felt about it. If the contrast between the beginning and the ending of what they felt is really high, then they would remember it. It would be a memorable film. So, start the story keeping your ending in mind. So, that's one way to start a story. Opening number two, provide bits of info to increase curiosity. Start in an unknown location, unknown characters, unknown situations that people just instantly question when they actually see the frame. Like, who is this guy? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that there at that time? As the story progresses, give answers to your questions one by one, bit by bit. And if you're able to add more questions, then that's really good. But don't forget to actually answer them. Because when you do it too much, when you make too many questions, then it will feel like a problem that the audience is trying to solve and not a film to enjoy. There should be some part of involvement from the audience that will also create a sense of participation and they'll feel much more engaged doing that. But if you overdo it, then it'll feel like work. In Red Hands, the story opens with a shot of a guy sitting on a bench, night, all alone. His hands are covered in blood. That itself raises a lot of questions like whose blood is it? Is it his or someone else's? Did he commit a murder? Did he do some crime? Or why is he alone, all alone, sitting there? Is he by himself or someone's watching him? As the story progresses, we see he has an earpiece inside his ear, of course. That's where you keep an earpiece. So he gets instructions from someone else's and he's asked to record a confession for a crime that he didn't commit. Slowly, one by one, I answer all of the questions that were previously raised by the audience, and then I added more questions like what's the crime is he talking about? Is the crime related to him somehow? Is the victim related to him somehow? And now you have your audience engaged. That's how you do it without overdoing it. The third kind of opening is non-linear opening. Start your story on a different timeline from where your actual story starts. Usually aftermath is more impactful and is what people usually choose because it raises a lot of questions, which ties back to my previous point, the second point, give info bits to increase curiosity. For example, the aftermath of a world after a disaster is a cliche opening, I know, but it works. Or maybe some significant event that occurred which changed the world in a way that it wasn't before, and it raises a lot of questions, and that questions can be answered as the story progresses from the present. I hope I'm not confusing you. This opening will set up the ending right at the beginning. So the people will know what to look out for, even if they fully understand it or not. But make sure they understand it at the end of your film, of course. If they don't understand what really happened in the beginning, then what's the point of making the film? In my third short film, Pigment, that's the exact opening I used, non-linear opening. Basically, the story starts with a painter just standing in front of a canvas, about to paint. He dips his paintbrush inside the paint, and then a strong abrupt flash of flashbacks is shown, and the audience doesn't understand what it's about. And later, it's revealed that it's a guy who's being chased by a killer. And in the end, once the painter finishes his painting, we realize that the paint he used for his painting is not actually paint, it's the victim's blood, which was shown in the flashback. So here the significant event is the murder that actually happened, and the aftermath of it is this beautiful painting. So I started with the aftermath, the making of the beautiful painting, and then added the flashbacks, how he got that paint. So that's the kind of opening that you could try. And the fourth type of opening is intense, right into the action opening. I have never actually tried this type of opening before because normally I felt it was too cliche, but it actually works if you do it properly. It actually hooks the audience much more better than the previous three. But there's also a downside. Examples of how you can use this opening is start your story right in the middle of an intense activity like a heist, a car chase, a fight, or whatever it is that makes people just sit in their seats and just watch. The only downside is that you're already setting too high expectations, and if you're not able to deliver that, then your film will be only known for its opening and not for the story. And that's a horrible way to go. You don't want that. If you have brilliant ideas back to back, then absolutely, man. Sure, you can absolutely try this opening. But that's not really an efficient way to write your story. Because if you already set up the expectations so high, then you need to be delivering something more, something extra, something much more bigger than what you've already established to keep the audience engaged and curious in order for them to watch your full movie. And that's fucking difficult. So you don't want to empty your tank in the first few minutes of your film. Save it, conserve it, use it wisely. You treat it like a running race of 3 laps. The first lap, you just jog, you just try to stay in the crowd. Like, you don't try to over exceed the first person, you don't try to underperform the last person, you just stay there. Second lap, you try to pick up the pace a little bit more, maybe your third or second. And the third lap, just floor it, man. You just floor it and you would just run as fast as possible and reach first place. Treat writing a story just like that. Don't use up all your energy, all your ideas in the first opening itself. It's probably not the best way to do it. It's not that efficient. I mean, that's my preference. That's my personal preference. If you can absolutely nail it, then sure, man, good for you. Like, there's no right or wrong in filmmaking. It's just how we perceive it. So if you want to try, sure, give it a shot. If you choose any of these 4 openings that I've mentioned so far and would actually implement it and execute it in your story, and you keep doing it multiple times, then you would don't even have to worry about openings anymore, because you would just instantly know what openings will work for a certain story, for a certain scene, and it'll stop being an issue. And once you finish a story, like writing a script or making a short film, and you want feedback from me or other people, join my community. There are many like-minded people just like you and me who want to get better at filmmaking, and you can even connect with them. There's also a course inside of it where I teach you how to write compelling stories from scratch, and you can get all of that for free for now, because I'll start charging soon once enough people join. So it's probably best if you just join now, and I'll see you there.